This is going to be a tough review for me. This album that I'm going to talk about brings out some very emotional parts of me that I didn't think was going to happen. So, full disclosure on that. So, Ichiko Aoba. She's a Japanese folk singer that I've been hearing about within the last couple of months. A friend of mine recommended her album from about 7 years ago called Zero, and I really enjoyed that a lot. Um, I've seen some of her live performances on YouTube. She just put out a live album earlier this year that was really good. From her studio albums compared to her live albums, I did not realize how much of a powerful voice she has because her studio albums are very minimal. It's bare bones production. It's Japanese folk, singer songwriter, that kind of stuff. I didn't think I was going to be into that once I was first recommended it, but the one-two punch of hearing Zero and then this live album from earlier this year really left a mark, and I was really, really impressed. And then just this past Friday, she put out an album called Windswept Adan, which that's translated from English. I'm not sure how to say it. And I really don't know what to say. It's it's beautiful. Throughout my serious listening phase and reviewing and writing and just now making these videos, very few albums have been able to give me a vivid image of what I'm hearing. This entire album, I'm picturing myself laying in my bed and just staring out the window. And there's a pond, and then there's these blossoming pink cherry trees going, just blooming up, and it's a perfect aesthetic. And along with that, there's like, I also imagine being near an ocean and hearing the crashing waves, which actually closes out the album, and I did not know that. There are different wildlife sounds throughout the album, which add to that, and there are also these little ambient interludes where Aoba is just riffing vocally over these, and it's beautiful. It all adds to this atmosphere of just nothing except you and an acoustic guitar. Just like Zero, Aoba's delicate voice is accompanied by these really lush instrumentals. It just sounds really, really pretty. It feels, I would say that it's lo-fi, but if this was considered to be lo-fi, this would be some of the best lo-fi music I've ever heard. Period, bar none. But it doesn't have that static that you hear with lo-fi music, because you can hear every little detail. Possible big problem that I would have had with this is the vocals. Well, technically, the vocal sounds beautiful, but I don't know the Japanese language. I'm currently learning it, but I am on no level to understand the language just yet. But this, her vocals have this hefty, hefty amount of emotion. It transcends language. I don't know the exact words she's saying, but you can feel those emotions that she's saying. And nearly every melody, every guitar pick, every instrument you can hear on this is clean and crisp, and it's beautiful. In a world with so much chaos and confusion, I was in a bit of a dark place. I lost a friend earlier this year. I'm not gonna get into the details. I'm not that kind of person, but we're just gonna leave it at that. I lost a friend. And before this person was gone, I didn't really realize how much of an impact that this person had on me. And when they were gone, it took a toll on me. It fucked me up. And and this album felt like a message from the beyond telling me that everything was gonna be okay. For some reason, I connected with this album like that. I don't know why I did. I specifically the song Chino Kaze. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it is about the 10th track on the album, Chino Kaze. And it just hit me hard. I When this song Chino Kaze hit the crescendo, I just started sobbing. I at the moment In the moment, I didn't realize why I was thinking about this. I did not think about how impactful listening to an album like this would be for me and for my mental state. I should probably wrap this up because if I'm gonna continue on like this, I'm just gonna break into tears, man. Well, it's hard to sum up this review as I've shared my emotions and my emotions come into play with this kind of album that I didn't expect. But I can't even talk. Windswept Adan is a full on, immersive, magnificent masterpiece. It is some of the most otherworldly music I've ever heard. This is a mind blowingly immersive album. And I would like to commend Ichiko Aoba, the all of the dedication in the world and all of my love for this album. I did not expect to come in like this and get emotional. I'm not crying right now. But if I was just talking to myself like this, I would be, but I'm not right now. I'm trying to hold it back, and it is really tough. Um, I mean, Windswept Adan, or Adan, whatever. This is this decade's first true masterpiece. After even a couple listens, I can say that Ichiko Aoba's Windswept Adan is one of my favorite albums of all time and the best album of 2020. So, silly me, I forgot to give a rating for this review. So, based on what I said, I think it's safe to say that this was a 10 out of 10 album. And also, I recorded this 2 days later from this. My opinions still stand. And that's going to do it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like, obviously. Subscribe for more content on the side. It helps the channel in the long run, and it is totally free. Also, feel free to leave a comment on what I should do a video on next. I'm not exclusive to reviewing recently released albums, so go on, don't be shy. Just pick from anything. Next week is going to be a little bit busier for reviews, because there are quite a few high-profile releases this week. So, stay tuned, okay? Okay. See ya.